stand. And my wife always accuses me of talking too loud, and at this time I'm going to lay this mic down, and if somebody in the back can't hear me, I'll pick it back up. Well,
Turn it off.
now then, a lot of you don't know me. I want to first of all tell you that I am totally out of my comfort zone. This is not anything that Joe Watson does ever. But here I am this morning. There's a couple of things I want to explain to you about me so you'll have an idea of who Joe Watson is. You know, I think a school board member should be honest. They should be accountable for their actions. And they should have some experience and background in education or school operations, which I feel like I've got all three of those. There are some people probably in the county that might want to argue some of those points, but I'll go toe-to-toe with them anytime. I graduated, there was a comment made that there was only one high school here in Paulding County when I graduated. That's correct. But prior to that, there was three high schools. There was Matthews Academy, there was Hiram High School, and Dallas High School. In 1969, the schools consolidated at Christmas. I was the first graduating class out of Paulding County High School. I completed my education at West Georgia College. I've got a degree in Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. I worked 14 years in Atlanta for Quaker State Corporation. I had an opportunity to come back home and work in the county, which was quite a pleasure, with the school system. I was transportation director for 18 years with the county. Many of my family members have been in education. My mom taught here for over 30 years. I'm married to Pat Watson, and she and I are members of the Methodist Church here in Dallas. We've got 4 children, one of which is here today. The other 4 are scattered everywhere. Got a grandson that soon will be a student in the county. Got a great grandson that will start school this coming year. Both our sons attended Paulding County schools. Both our daughters, Donna and Susan, they now work for the Board of Education. My career with the school system started in 1957. I was in Miss Finch's first grade class in 1957. Worked for the school system for those years, and now I'm on the school board and would like to stay on it for 4 more years. During my time on the board, we have successfully completed 2 SACS accreditation visits. Since 2011, we've had an increase of 4% in our graduation rate. With the increased opportunities with the SAT preparations, our SAT scores have gone up. They're 1,386, and that's the highest it's been in 5 years. We've had a double-digit increase in the scores in the past 2 years. I'm committed to having quality education for every student in Paulding County. Not just a particular district, but every kid in this county needs a quality education that we're giving and are going to continue to give and going to continue to improve. Now, there's been a lot of misinformation on social media about Joe Watson. Outsourcing was a big item, and I opposed outsourcing, still do. But we had a situation where we could save in excess of $2 million if we outsourced custodial services. Did I want to do that? No, I didn't want to do it. But when you get down to the brass tacks, if you can save the taxpayers $2 million, you need to take a hard look at it. We did, and we did choose to do that. There are other areas that could be outsourced. I'm opposed to it. But if it's in the best interest of the taxpayers and our school system, then we got to look hard at it. You know, in that particular move, all of the custodial staff was offered jobs. Probably 80–85% of them were retained by the contractor that took the contract. Nobody lost their job. There were some that quit. There were some that retired. But for the most part, the majority of the custodial staff was retained by the contractor. Technology, you know, that's the key to everything. I voted to increase funding for technology. It's doubled since the 13-14 school year. We've increased wireless technology. We've disposed of outdated equipment. And we also have got what I'm really proud of, we've got technology in all the classrooms for instruction. We've got our teachers that have the ability to take online courses. As far as teacher retaining teachers, we got to be competitive in our county. We got to be competitive with our surrounding counties. I have worked hard with our fellow board members and our accountants. We went through a pretty tough time in 2011 financially. The digest went flat, as I'm sure Mr. Sheridan can remember. And we worked hard to keep our school system going in the right direction. We've finally gotten back to 0 furlough days for teachers. At one time we had 3 and 4 days furlough that teachers lost pay. We have had pay increases for teachers the last 3 years. A lot of our surrounding counties can't say that. Recently I just voted to approve a 3% raise or 3% increase for the teachers. There's been a lot of comments about my position on videotaping board meetings. Well, transparency is the buzzword right now. I don't have to be taped to be transparent. You know, there's a lot of things that go into this taping of a board meeting or taping of meetings. We don't have the equipment. The equipment is quite expensive. If somebody can show me that that's what we need to do and give me the full story of what it's going to take to do it, and the school board feels like they want to do it, I've got no problem with that. I got no problem with transparency. You know, my personal feelings and what I have to do on the school board, sometimes they butt heads. It said I oppose the deduction for seniors. I'm a senior. I'm the person that would receive that deduction. But to take away funds from our school system is not what is best for the school system. Y'all have elected me to do what is best for our school system, and that is not anything that I would be in support of. Safety, we've put additional safety equipment in all our schools. I've supported that. I've lived in Paulding County all my life. I was educated here. I graduated from the Paulding schools. I've worked for the Paulding schools. I sent my sons to the Paulding schools. My daughters work for the Paulding schools. I'm going to strive to see that our schools continue to grow, continue in the right direction, and if somebody can do a better job than I can, I'm all for support. But I don't think there's anybody out there that can do a better job than Joe Watson. Now, y'all are chuckling. I see Carl Gamble back there. A lot of this he advised me on. Those of you that know Carl. But, you know, I'm a member of the Republican Party. That's also been discussed. That I've said I'm no Republican, that I'm a Democrat. In the 70s and 80s, if you wanted to have any input in Paulding County politically, you had to be a Democrat. And let's see, I bet Mr. Leggett back there, when he was voting in his early years, I bet you he even had to vote Democrat. I'm not going to put you on the spot, but he's shaking his head no. But I'm telling you, if you lived in this county in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and wanted to have any say-so in the political structure of our county, you had to vote Democrat. When I became a candidate for the school board, I declared that I was a Republican. If y'all want to embrace that, that's fine. If you don't, that's okay too. But I feel like that I'm the best qualified candidate with the best experience. Go vote. Thank you.